Hey everybody, and welcome to this Monday's MBE movie news, where of course I, John, discuss all of the latest movie news and entertainment news in general surrounding Hollywood. I am extremely excited to be speaking about my headline today, which is revolving around Baftas 2020 and one Sam Mendes in particular and his fantastic World War I historical drama movie, all about his grandfather, of course, his memoirs, emerging victorious from the BAFTAs this year. It's picked up 7 awards. I think it was nominated for 10, I want to say, or 11, or 11, if you can't understand what I'm saying. A lot of people can. And why am I excited for this? Well, I think it's becoming abundantly clear now that this man and this movie that he has crafted is built up so much momentum that it is a complete and utter stick-on for this year's Oscars. Now, I mean, it's picked up Best Film, it's picked up Best Director, it's picked up Best Sound Production Design, Special Visual Effects, I should say. Roger Deakins has won for Best Cinematographer. This is his 5th BAFTA. I think he's now a stick-on for his 2nd Oscar this year. I'm absolutely over the moon for this man, for this movie. It was a simply incredible journey that I went through watching it. Watching the amazing acting ability of one George Mackay and Dean Charles Chapman. Seeing these incredible cameos from the likes of Mark Strong and Andrew Scott and Benedict Cumberbatch and Colin Firth, Richard Madden, all coming in, having momentary little moments of magic in the story, really having an impact to such an extent where they could put up an argument for having their own individual stories told within this timeline of 1917, of course, World War I. Just an incredible piece of filmmaking, incredible piece of technical mastery from Deakins, from even Thomas Newman from a scoring aspect, but in the technical terms, just the way they crafted this one-shot effect, the way they immersed you in these men's lives, you felt like you were part of them, you felt you were on this journey with them, and I'm so happy to see this movie's getting its just desserts. It's getting its rightful recognition at the British equivalent of the Oscars. It's won so many. It's won the Producers Guild of America, it's won the SAG Awards, it's won awards at just about every big award ceremony in the UK, US, and just everywhere in general. I think it's absolutely abundantly clear this is going to be the favourite, the one to beat at the Oscars. I've seen a lot of people suggesting that because this movie doesn't have any nominations in the acting department, that makes it maybe slightly less of a lock-in for Best Picture. Well, look, this movie was never about acting performances in a sense, although, as I did say, George Mackay, Dean Charles Chapman and all of those great cameos really made the movie what it was for me. I've been following George for years now. I think he's an incredible actor, and I'm not doing him down, but this movie was more about the experience, being whisked back to 1917, to the horrors of World War I, and really reminding people of what it was like back then, and never to forget, so we can't repeat this same madness in modern day times. And I think he'd done a great job of it, obviously armed with his grandfather's memoirs. That added a real emotional potency to this movie, and I'm not going to speak much more about 1917. I'm going to go on and speak in general about this award ceremony. I do apologise, incidentally, my nose is blocked as ever. I've always got issues with my nose. I don't know what's going on this time of the year. I do hope it's not coronavirus. I doubt it though. But look, yes, Renée Zellweger picked up the award for Best Actress in Judy. I don't think this is maybe paving the way for Oscar glory for her. I think that category is a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more complicated to perhaps call. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, won for lead actor, and I think that man's a lock now for Best Actor at the Academy Awards this year as well. I just can't see anyone else winning it. It's his year, really. You've got the likes of Best Casting. We had Joker win that, which was slightly strange for me because I know Zazie Beetz was in and out of the movie, but it's really just a one-man show in the main. I know Robert De Niro's in there as well, but it's all about Arthur Fleck and Joaquin Phoenix, so that's slightly strange for me, especially when you look at the likes of Marriage Story with obviously Adam Driver, Laura Dern, Scarlett Johansson, Ray Liotta. Just an incredible cast in that movie. And of course you've got The Irishman, which are, no, not The Irishman, sorry, Two Popes and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Those movies were beautifully cast. But look, Joker won it. That is what it is. Really glad to see Andy Serkis getting a sort of lifetime achievement or contribution to British cinema award, because that man is a real British institution. What he's accomplished over the years in his career in terms of acting, producing, writing, directing, mocap, he's a real maverick, and I love the guy, so I'm glad to see he picked up that award. JoJo Rabbit won for Best Adapted Screenplay. Delighted for Taika Waititi. Laura Dern did pick up for Best Supporting Actress. And of course, as I did say, 1917 was the big winner in the main. Joker won for Best Original Score, so I think she's probably a lock-in now as well for that one. I'm trying to get the woman's name at the moment. I can't find it, but it doesn't matter. But all in all, yeah, really excited for 1917. Really excited for Sam Mendes, and glad to see this movie's getting some love. Glad that Joaquin has been recognised as well, although, again, continuing this sort of modesty-driven approach to speeches, not giving himself his due credit, if you'd like. And that will get me into another little interconnected topic I want to speak about in this particular headline story. It's all about Baftas So White and the controversy over the Baftas not nominating enough people of colour, of minority background, if you'd like, and just a whole host of nonsense that's come out of it. As I did say, Joaquin Phoenix in his acceptance speech says that he was appreciative but conflicted. He felt that there's so many fellow actors deserving of credit who perhaps didn't have the same privilege. Now, I don't think that's true at all. I mean, stacked this year for acting performances. I just don't see how the likes of and Eddie Murphy gets in there. For Dolomite Is My Name, ahead of the likes of Joaquin Phoenix, of Leonardo DiCaprio, of Jonathan Pryce. I just don't see how they win. I mean, even William Dafoe is as white as they come, and he couldn't get a nomination after his performance in The Lighthouse. So I don't agree at all. I'm not saying they're not worthy of being nominated, but there's so many great performances this year that it's very difficult to leave one of these people out. I think they got them right in the main. We've got the likes of Steve McQueen saying that these award nominator shows are in danger of becoming irrelevant, that they're losing their glow, their aura, if you'd like. And again, I completely disagree with that. These shows are a celebration of cinema over the last calendar year, of amazing performances, of technical mastery. They are the sort of World Cup of movies on an annual basis. They will never lose their meaning. They will never lose their aura. They will always be celebrated. And I feel like they can make mistakes, but in the main, these award ceremonies, the likes of the Oscars, the Baftas, the Golden Globes, the SAG Awards, they get it right 9 times out of 10. Some mistakes are made, but 9 times out of 10 I feel they get it right, and I just don't understand this overblown, hysterical criticism of perceived injustices and people not being nominated. But look, I've got that out the way. I'll get off my soapbox, rant is over, and I'll move on to the next topic. And this one, guys, is coming in from Screen Rant, and it's all about Star Wars 9 art revealing even more of Rey and Kylo's story in Trevorrow's movie. But look, I don't really care about Rey and Kylo's story. Really, I just want to speak about this glorious concept art which has leaked from some source, and just my complete dismay and horror at this movie not being made. I don't understand what happened behind the scenes in terms of creative differences and clashes of ego between maybe Kathleen Kennedy, Colin Trevorrow, Bob Iger, maybe even someone else in there, I don't know. It dismays me that this movie that was never made, because having read that leaked script, it was abundantly clear to me that Colin had his finger on the pulse for Star Wars. He had his finger on the pulse for this trilogy. He was interconnecting it all better than what we got in The Rise of Skywalker. He wasn't completely retconning The Last Jedi out of existence. And these shots are incredible. The one with the sort of sky bridge, the big, huge, towering platform thing tethered to a planet. It looks like the Eye of the Sahara down below. The shots of Rey running around with a double-bladed lightsaber, blue lightsaber, with undercover Poe and Finn doing their stormtrooper rounds. The shots of so many amazing and colourful new ships and locations and designs, it just felt more like Star Wars to me than what we got in The Rise of Skywalker, which, even though I didn't hate, I thought it was okay, it was ultimately a safe play, if you'd like. It was a movie which took the minimal amount of risks, and it just came off as being a relatively okay, meh in the main, lacklustre experience. If we went down the route of what Colin Trevorrow was doing, no locations, new ship designs, a more interesting story which framed the trilogy as a wider whole in a better manner in which ultimately we got, then I feel that all would have been well and better with Star Wars, with the fandom and whatnot, than what it is perhaps just now, still fractured in the main. But look, nothing can be done about it now. I'm just killing myself looking at this amazing art. Shots of big, huge Titanic Star Destroyers with huge big things going on at the front, and so many wonderful, amazing artwork in there. It really takes me back to Ralph McQuarrie's amazing genius work of a bygone era. But look guys, I've not got much more to say to that. I just thought I'd say my bit on it. There's not a lot of news going around just now. I seen that, it intrigued me, and I felt I had to speak about it, and again just show my absolute abject horror, if you'd like, about this movie not being made, and Colin Trevorrow, poor guy that he is, being dumped and having to settle for the final movie in the Jurassic World trilogy. But look, I will move on to the third and final topic before I do box office for this week. This one is coming from Screen Rant, and it's all about Adam Sandler and Netflix extending their deal for 4 more movies. They are working in conjunction with also Sandler's Happy Madison Productions company, and they are renewing an exclusivity deal with Netflix to produce 4 more films for their streaming service. Now, a lot of people will be up in arms about this. They will look back at some of the critically panned works of the man during his time or tenureship with Netflix, the likes of Jack and Jill, That's My Boy, and Grown Ups 2, even The Ridiculous 6, maybe. No, I like The Ridiculous 6. I'll take that back right away. But yeah, a lot of people may be up in arms about this. The man's on a low, as a whole, if you'd like, not counting Uncut Gems or maybe a Meyerowitz Story. In the main, his tenureship with Netflix has been a little bit underwhelming. Some people may be screaming blue heavens and saying, why the hell are they giving him a deal? Well, clearly, the numbers are there. There is a lot of Adam Sandler fans out there. They are not critics, because all of his movies have been rated fresh, or rotten I should say. I can't believe Meyerowitz Stories was ranked rotten, and I can't believe that Uncut Gems was ever ranked rotten. I'm not having that, not at all. I've not looked at them. They're probably fresh, but maybe they're talking about the more comedic style stories. I don't know. But clearly the numbers are there. Subscribers have spent more than 2 billion hours apparently watching Sandler's Netflix movies since 2015. So that will be why Netflix are happy to go back in to bed with Adam Sandler and his production company for 4 more movies. I'm really excited for it. I love Adam. I've loved what he's done in the main, going back to the 1990s. He did hit a trough. There was some terrible movies, but this man is starting to blossom into a real wonderful drama actor. He's shedding off the ridiculous comedy mantra. Now, he was one of the greatest comedic actors of his time. The 1990s through to the early 2000s were just comedic gold standard stuff coming from this man and his array of usual faces that he has coming in his movies. But I'm happy to see that he's now going down a more serious drama route. Uncut Gems, I just seen it the other day and I was blown away by it. His performance, that is. The movie itself was a little hard to watch. It was all over the place and it felt very, how should I put it, a roller coaster ride. It was just crazy to watch. I felt that was fitting in a way though, because it followed this man whose life was a roller coaster ride and he was all over the place trying to get this next fix of a gambling high, if you like, just gambling with his life and trying to screw over his father-in-law, and just it was a wonderful performance from Adam Sandler, and I'm so excited to see what this guy could do in the future with Netflix and outside of Netflix. I think his time will come for an Oscar nomination if he continues down the route he's doing or going with the likes of Uncut Gems, and obviously Meyerowitz Stories was wonderful too. I think his time will come and I'm excited to see what he will do in this further collaboration with Netflix. Excited to see what Netflix will do. Will they use this man's talents to the utmost? Will he get back to doing mediocre comedy movies, or will he continue on this new foray into drama-driven movies? I don't know. Time will tell. Only Adam can know the answer to that. But look guys, I am done speaking about the news side of the show, and I am now going to round off today's MBE movie news by speaking and breaking through the UK top 10 box office for the weekend of January 24th to 26th, 2020. Coming in at number 1 this week, once again, for the third consecutive week, is 1917. It's dropped 27.1%, grossed another $5.93 million over the weekend, taking its total grossing over here in the United Kingdom to $34.55 million. That probably translates to roughly 20 or so million pounds, and it's a very good performance for Sam Mendes, and it just continues this movie's momentum as a critical behemoth and a box office behemoth. $250 million worldwide. Doesn't have a massive budget, and I'm just glad to see once again this movie is getting its just desserts. It's getting its financial reaps or rewards from what it reaped, because it's just incredible. I really enjoyed it. I spoke about it at the start of the show. I ain't going to continue talking about it much more. So I will move on now to number 2. It's Bad Boys for Life once again in its second weekend. Up 316 theatres. It's dropped 27.2% in its second weekend, taking its weekend performance to $3.6 million and its overall performance to $10.8 million. Now, this movie has utterly conquered and cornered the US box office. Not so over here, but look, they don't need us. $90 million budget, $298.75 million grossed overall. Huge success for Will Smith and the guys. Hats off to them. I haven't seen the movie yet. By all accounts, it is very good though, and we are getting another Bad Boys movie anyway. We already know that, so this performance won't harm that in any way, shape or form. But look guys, moving on to number 3, it's the personal history of David Copperfield. It's grossed $1.99 million over its first weekend, and overall in the United Kingdom, also $1.99 million. Worldwide performance, it's only grossed $1.99 million, so it hasn't got a wide release. It's about David Copperfield and the history of. Not a huge fan of David before my time, and I will move on to number 4 on that note, which is Little Women. It has grossed another $1.3 million overall, 31.9% drop, 697 theatres, down 39 and grossed $24.1 million overall here in the UK. That is a fantastic performance for this movie. $40 million budget, almost made back in the UK alone. $162.8 million overall. Really enjoyed the movie, really enjoyed the performances of Saoirse Ronan and Emma Watson, Timothée Chalamet, the other one whose name always eludes me for some god awful reason, Florence Pugh. Great little movie, first Little Women version I've seen, thoroughly enjoyed it, deserving of its success, but I ain't got much more to add, and I'm going to move on to number 5, which is Jumanji The Next Level, down 13.1% on this weekend's performance. $1.2 million overall, 601 theatres, down 129, 7 weeks out, $44 million overall in the United Kingdom. Fantastic performance once again for Dwayne, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, and of course Kevin Hart. $746.1 million worldwide, $125 million budget. Huge success for Sony Pictures once again. We are going to see another Jumanji movie, and Jack Black is not retiring. He will come back for that movie. Believe me, money talks. But guys, I ain't seen it. I ain't going to speak about it much more. I'm going to move on to number 6. It's The Gentleman. It's in its 4th weekend. Who would have thought that? I didn't realise it was out that long. 448 theatres, 63 it's dropped. $1.15 million over the weekend. $12.19 million overall in the UK. Worldwide performance, I will try and get it, $48.4 million overall. Haven't got budgetary information. Really enjoyed this Guy Ritchie movie. Enjoyed the performances of Hugh Grant, Charlie Hunnam, Colin Farrell, Matthew McConaughey, and the wife of Matthew McConaughey in the movie, whose name completely eludes me at the moment, but she was damn good as well. It was a return to form for Guy. The British mob genre is his oyster, if you like. It's not doing well though, box office wise, and I don't know why. Some people you just can't please. Some people don't understand these kinds of movies. But look guys, moving on to number 7, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. It's in its 6th weekend, it's down to number 7. What a shocking sight that is. I still remember the glory days of The Force Awakens when it was just dominate the box office for 2 months straight. $705,000 over the last weekend, $74.8 million overall. It's just about to hit $70 million here, pounds here, which is the prediction I made, 60 to 70 million pounds. So hats off to Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, the whole gang. 1.58 billion worldwide. It's not going to make much more. It's not a disaster. It's not an amazing, mind-blowing success either. But no one cares. We're done with Star Wars. We're done with the Skywalker saga, and we will move off to pastures now in the ensuing years. Coming in at number 8, guys, is Spies in Disguise. It's another Disney animated release. It's in its 5th weekend, $664,000 dollars, I should say, over the last weekend. $8.3 million overall here in the UK. $157.3 million worldwide. Ain't get budget information, but it's a lower level animated movie, I believe, starring Tom Holland, the voices of course, and Will Smith. I ain't seen it. It looks like an Incredibles rip-off, but it's doing well. Couldn't have had a huge budget. Certainly didn't get widespread promotional pushes from Disney, and that's what makes it all the more remarkable that it has grossed over $100 million. Number 9, another movie I thoroughly enjoyed, JoJo Rabbit, and its 4th weekend, shockingly just floundering really, down at number 9. $656,000 over its last weekend, 23.1% drop, $8.1 million overall here in the UK. UK is letting the gang down here. We're meant to be the semi-buff place of satirical comedy. I know it goes back to ancient Greece and whatnot. I know we didn't make it, but look, with Monty Python and whatnot, we are connoisseurs, great purveyors of satirical comedy. And we're letting everyone down. We're letting Taika down by not going out and backing this movie. That is a disappointing performance in the UK. But overall, $64.6 million. So Taika ain't caring. He's winning awards for this movie, and he deserves to win awards. Roman Griffin-Davis was incredible, as was Sam Rockwell, as was Thomasin McKenzie, I want to say her name was, and of course Scarlett Johansson. I really enjoyed it. It was a great little movie. It touched me. A wonderful story about ignorance and opening up awareness in people's heads, young people's heads, about brainwashing, and just, look, we're all the same. It doesn't matter where we come from, what we've got in us in terms of religious beliefs and whatnot, what colour our skin is, we're all the same. And that's what this movie preaches, and it's a great mantra to preach from Taika. Loved it. Moving on to number 10, Paw Patrol Ready Race Rescue. It's grossed $632,000 over its first weekend, and overall it's grossed $632,000. Worldwide performance, $2.226 million. This is a Paw Patrol movie. It's a kids' TV show. They've probably tarted up a couple of episodes and put it out in a theatrical release. And it's earning money because kids will force their parents to go along and watch it. And it is what it is. They're making money. Hats off to them. I ain't going to watch it. I'm not a demographic. And on that note, guys, I'm going to round up today's box office breakdown. I'm going to round up today's MBE movie news by putting it over to you if you are watching. What is your thoughts on Baftas 2020? Is it a Baftas so white situation? What's your thoughts on the diversity question? Is it too goddamn white? Are these awards shows starting to lose meaning, integrity? Will they be gone in a couple of years? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on Sam Mendes 1917 continuing to clean up? Are they the undeniable favourites for the Oscars now? What's your thoughts on that Star Wars 9 Colin Trevorrow concept art leak? What's your thoughts on Adam Sandler and this new Netflix deal? If you have anything to say, you can comment below and let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, and you can subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. And if you do, then you'll see me again with Stephen tomorrow for MBE Heroes.